Hi there, and welcome to another video from Annette from Carpe Omnia After 60. Today is a little awkward for me. I'm feeling like I got a stone in the middle of my stomach rolling around in circles, and I just feel kind of off. And it's because I'm going to talk about how do you trust somebody when you come from a toxic family or a dysfunctional family? How do you know who to trust if you were raised in that? Today I'm sitting here and I'm about an hour away from heading into Rimby, and I'm going to be meeting with the cousin I've not met before. She's about 10 years older than I. I was friends with a couple of her sisters, but she has come across as a bit of a pot stirrer. She's very tight with my parents. A couple of years ago, she's the one that sent me a message saying your mom wants you to call. And now my mother's had nothing to do with me for 9 years. And so I said to my cousin, does mom want me to call because she loves me and misses me? Or does mom want me to call because she's angry and wants to chew my ear off? Well, cousin didn't answer that. And so this cousin's been trying to get together with me for 2 years now, and today's the day. Now, she had first wanted to come to our acreage, and our acreage is a place of peace for me. It's my sanctuary. I am very selective on who I allow in this place. And right now, I don't trust this person. I don't know her. I don't have any really good feelings from her. So I thought I would meet her about, 10 minutes away from where she's staying for the week, which is the farm with my parents, and meet her for coffee or lunch and see how things go there. That way, if things go south, or who knows, if it's like an ambush where there's all sorts of people there, I can easily turn around and walk out. Now, if somebody that you don't trust is in your home, it's a bigger kettle of fish to try to get them out of your house, right? And it causes bigger problems. So I thought it'd be best on this initial meeting to meet her in a public place where I can easily just get into my Mustang and go on home. And so, yeah, it's like, how do you know who you can trust in a family that's got the issues in it that I've got? Now, just because somebody talks like you, looks like you come from the same family, doesn't mean you have the same ethics or the same beliefs on certain things, and that is playing out in my province of Alberta because there's a very loud faction that wants to separate, and a part of that faction wants to become a part of the United States, and so there's no agreement amongst them either. I am a Canadian and I want to remain in Canada, and I have two son-in-laws at least that are very much separatists, and I'm not sure if they want to become 51sters either. So you have to kind of be very careful what you say, because certainly what they're posting is of that ugly variety. You see the comments, and then there's cursing and swearing and calling people who don't want to separate idiots and the whole thing. So you got to be careful. They're a part of your family, but they're not on the inner circle of my life. Now, you might feel different. You might be of the group that wants to have this kind of a separation and that kind of a thing. And well, then I wouldn't be in your group, not the inner circle anyway. So you trust them to a certain point, and that's it. And how do you decide if you want to bring somebody into your inner circle? What is a good kind of a person? Now, when you meet them, get to know them, there's a lot of active listening going on. They're paying attention to what you're saying. They're asking you questions. They're actually even a bit interesting. Now, my neighbor, Steph, she had her mom living with her, and she thought that me and her mom would be great friends because we're about the same age. I might be even a couple years older. And so I took the mama out on our trails with her dogs, and I think the walk lasted about a half an hour. And she talked, rapid talk for the whole half an hour, not a single question about me. If I would try to start a sentence, she would rapidly change the subject back to what she wanted to talk about. So it's like, yeah, there's no two-way conversations happening here. It's not a building of anything both ways. I would end up being the sounding board of whatever she has to say, and I've had enough of that in life, and so don't really trust this person. I didn't pursue anything or try anything more with her, and she ended up moving into town, and now she's gone. So yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Even though you're the same age and the same gender, it just doesn't always work. Now, I was reading a article in Psychology Today, and it says the signs of trustworthiness in people. They say they do what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it, or else they let you know that they can't, right? You've known the people who you all should get together, or this is going to happen, and it never does, or they're going to meet you at such and such a place, and you're sitting there waiting, and they don't show up, or they flake. The whole flaky thing. Now, I have flakiness in one of my children. There has been some flakiness on a neighbor or two. So yeah, not totally trustworthy as far as what their word is their bond, their handshake is their word, that kind of a stuff. And that's kind of the trust level I'm looking for. And they're consistent. No matter where they are, what they're doing, they are consistent in their beliefs. I've known people who are kind of chameleons. Right? They kind of change what they're saying, how they are, depending on where they are. And yeah, you really don't know what they are. So hard to trust those kind of people. And for friends, people are going to screw up. And if they do, then they admit when they're wrong and they do what they can to make it right, or don't repeat the offending action. So that's how you learn to trust somebody, right? At least that's how I feel. Oh, and one of them is they don't manipulate you. And that's where my cousin is, so far in my mind, manipulative. That whole you should call your mother thing, manipulative. And so, yeah, I'm going with trepidation an hour away to have this coffee to see what my cousin's all about. And yeah. Oh, and a big one. And this is where a lot of my extended family, including one of my children, falls down on, as far as I'm concerned. It's defending you or speaking kindly about you when you're not around, because it does get back, right? With being shunned in the family, I have close people that I used to be close to have not once in all these 9 years asked why it's happening or ever said that it's not right. My brother now defends the action. My daughter, she goes to these things. She does not ask or defend in any way. And I'm thinking part of the reason is, and she's admitted it, she doesn't want to be where I am. She does have a fear that if she stands up, then she'll be punted out too. And that's a fair worry. But it's also why the trust is kind of iffy there on that part. I mean, she's trustworthy in all sorts of other areas, but in that area, not at all. And so that inner circle, yeah, she's not there at this point. It might change in the future, but right now, she's not there. And also for trustworthiness, they handle their money and their shared responsibilities well. Now, again, I have a child that I've loaned. Oh, I've had a child I've loaned money to. Husband has a child he's loaned money to, and they have not returned it. They avoid the subject entirely. My son paid back some, but not all at all. And he's also borrowed from his sister and not given anything back. Owen's family member, not a penny back. But 3 of our girls, they've been good for it. They are trustworthy in the money department. They've had loans for whatever reasons, and they have been responsible to pay back on a timely manner. And so they have developed trust in that area. So yeah, and as I'm going through this list of ways to find other people trustworthy, you also have to look at yourself on all these things. Are you trustworthy in all these ways? Can people trust you? Can people trust me? I have to look at myself, and if there's areas where I'm weak on, I need to also work on that so that I'm as trustworthy as I'm wanting others to be for me. So yeah, I'm heading out this morning. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm telling you, I'm feeling a little bit woo about this whole thing. Now, it could be great. I could find a new friend and cousin, or it could just be one and done. I have no idea. I'll let you know in the next video. This is Annette from Carpe Omnia After 60. You take care.